welcome to Alvas. This is Seth's Tone Zone, and this week I bring you a clone shootout from Cloven S. Von Cloven Van Buren. I don't know what I'm talking about there. Anyway, I got a lot of requests for these shootout videos, or what I'm really noticing is that those are getting the most views. So I thought we just got in a whole bunch of really cool clones, and some have been here for a while, some are new, and I thought, why not shoot these out today? So, as always, I'm here in the nice little quaint small acoustic room. And of course, I am running through a beautiful Victory Sheriff 44 plexi type head, set as clean as I can get it, mic'd by an SM57. And today I have a beautiful, just came in the store about 3 days ago, a Nash, one of our Nash's Telly. I like Keith Richards kind of style, meaning like nice PAF in the front, humbucker with the Telly, traditional bridge pickup. It's a very awesome guitar. I believe it's after 52 specs of a Telly with an ash body, maple neck, really nice medium-aged warmed. Why am I thinking warm? Worn in. That's what I was thinking. Worn in look on the neck and everything. It's a really cool guitar. We just got it here, so thought I'd show it off. And today, let me talk about the actual pedals. I'm kind of going in the vein of the Silver Archers. As best to my knowledge, as these are in that vein. They're not the germanium clipping ones that the other Archer is, and the other kind of clones are. So I thought I'd show off the other side, which has a little bit more gain, and they're a little bit more open than the germanium kind. So I kind of went in order for price here. This is the brand new one from MXR. It's called the Sugar Drive. It's their kind of little rendition. It doesn't look anything like any other clones you ever see. It's very blue, very sonic blue looking. In a mini format, it's the Sugar Drive from MXR. It is $119.99, and then it has a buffer control here on the side. I believe you can turn off if you don't want that buffer. But why don't you want a buffer in a clone? That's the whole point of a clone to me. I get it. People want true bypassing options and stuff, but to me, that's the whole point of getting one of these things. It's the clean boost into other overdrives, or you can use it and really overdrive it yourself. So I'm going to do some comparisons today with these pedals. I'm going to kind of set them all in that vein, not in that vein, all in a different way, like with the same gain settings, same tone settings, see how they sound together, and you guys at home can decide and comment, please, and tell me what you guys think is the best one. I personally already have a favorite here. I won't say it till later, but maybe I'll be proven wrong by trying all these at the same time. So here we go. Here's my clean tone today. Relatively clean tone. It's pretty clean. It has a little bit of little bite, which I like. All right, here first is the Sugar Drive. Drives at noon, tones at noon, and the volume on each of these is a little bit different, so I'm trying to match them to as equal as I can get them. So here is the Sugar Drive. Pretty nice, very light. I'm going to compare it now with the Tumnus of those same settings. Pretty even. I'll just do like a quick riff. Just a quick... Right away, I feel that the Tumnus has a lot more bottom end when I hear it. The gain's just about equal, even a little bit more gain at that halfway point than, say, the Sugar Drive. They both sound very good, though. I like them very much. So I'll play a little bit more with the Tumnus. A little bit more Sugar Drive. Right away, I felt like it just didn't have as much power as the Tumnus did at that setting. But, you know, all pedals are different. They're not all created exactly on the same spectrums and the same knob in the same place and all that kind of thing. So they're all different. This is the Mythos. We just started carrying Mythos pedals. I really, really like them a lot. This is the Mjolnir. This is their version of a Klon. And from what I remember, the Overdrive section's really been tweaked a lot to be improved in higher gain settings. So when we get to that, maybe we'll hear that in some of these differences. But this is the Mjolnir set, how these other ones are. Just has a little bit more beef to me. It has a lot of the low end that the Tumnus has. I'll make sure of that so I'm not crazy and my ears aren't deceiving me. Tumnus. Actually, more gains coming out of the Mjolnir there, but the Tumnus has a little bit more low end.
I think the Mythos is a little quieter.
Quieter? Quieter how?
Turn up the volume.
Oh, and the volume. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. I feel like the gain in the Mythos. It is a Mythos. Mjolnir. God, these are all confusing. Clone, Mjolnir, Tumnus, Arch. God, it's really confusing. I felt that this had a little bit more gain even at halfway, which is probably why it got tweaked that way. I mean, it's all personal taste. This guy in Nashville, him and his wife just make these pedals, and we really enjoy them. And they just he just has his own take on it. Everybody has their own take on it. I mean, Brian Wampler does wonderful pedals, man. He's awesome. I'll probably do a video on the new Tumnus Deluxe, which has more gain than any of these other ones, and a 3-band EQ, which is really cool. You don't see that in a clone. I didn't want to do it on this video because I wanted to keep them all very similar. So let's do the last one. This is the Silver Archer by Rockett Audio Designs. I personally own their other one, which is the germanium clipping. I find it to be a little warmer and more compressed, but that's not what we're doing today. So here's the Rockett. Ooh, a lot less gain. Let me get a little bit more volume, trying to match it here. It's hard to match these things in this room sometimes. Why I keep playing that riff, but it just, we want a comparison. We'll compare that to the Mjolnir there. There's just a little bit more growl coming out of that one at that setting, but they both sound, as far as having the tones at noon on all these, they sound really good. They sound exactly like a Klon should. So a little bit more of this one. Let me actually turn up. See that? Like a Sugar Drive here. Very similar. They're all very similar, actually, which is good. I mean, it gives you a lot of different flavors, a lot of different prices. It's just all about what you like. So I'm now going to turn up the drive in each of these. which means I'll probably have to lower the volumes just a little bit to compensate. Let's try all of them here. Tumnus. Felt the Tumnus was a little brighter than the Sugar Drive in those settings. I'm going to kind of see what I mean there by giving these a little bit more tone too, about 1 o'clock on all these tones. They're all in different places here, so it's quite exciting. Trying to figure out which one is what. Let's go back to the Tumnus. I feel like that's a little bit more in your face than the Sugar Drive. I mean, it's just my personal opinion. Woo, Mjolnir. See how much louder this is. Definitely a lot more gain. I had it a little bit up, but now I'm going to check out the Archer at this setting. Pretty close. I just feel like this Mjolnir had a little bit more. All these sound really close in tone. The only one I would say that doesn't sound as close is the Sugar Drive. It just seems to have the EQ spectrum is narrower, if that makes any sense. No offense to it, it's a cool pedal, and at that price, you get a lot of good tone for that pedal. So, just so I go over the prices again, I believe Sugar Drive $119.99, Tumnus I believe is $180 or $179.99. The Mjolnir is $199.99, and the Archer I believe is also $199.99. I could be a little bit wrong about that one, but they're pretty close. Definitely, the mini pedals, if you like those, get them. They're great. They're all built super sturdy, so you can throw these things around, and I'm sure they'd be fine. I don't, recommend playing catch or anything, but you never know. Okay, so what do I want to do now? I think I want to max the gain out, like I always do. Let's see. Just to hear the differences. Let's see here. And cool. Hopefully it won't get too loud in here. I'm going to go to the bridge pickup. Sugar Drive, maxed out gain. Yeah. Take these trebles back a little bit. It's a little bit bright. But if you like that sound, that's cool. Tumnus. Ooh, a lot more sustain. Oh, jeez. Once again, pretty loud. These three are so dang similar, it is really hard to tell them apart. That's cool. I mean, that gives a lot of variety. It's kind of all up to your personal ears. I'm just going to kind of see here. I'm going to mess with some stuff. And Trying to play some different things here. That one wasn't really fair. What was I trying to play? So as you can see, in that kind of a setting, when we're just kind of messing with the gain spectrum, a little bit of the treble, they're all pretty similar. I'd say these three are really close. There's definitely a big difference in the sugar. I'm going to try one last setting here, which is more of how you would use like a tube screamer, which is cranking your output, but taking down your drive. Let's see. So what I can kind of gather before I go into this last setting is, I'd say sugar drive, most narrow, EQ, like I was saying. Not as in your face. The Tumnus is kind of the most in your face. It's pretty loud. It's got a lot of low end. The Mjolnir is a little bit more mellow, pretty warm, and the upper drive settings can probably give you the most drive out of this one. And the Archer is probably the most like the original Klon. They really did a good job of, Archer did, the Rockett I should say, of trying to do the exact design. Like I said, this is everybody's kind of take on a Klon. Even the Klons you would buy in the 90s, they were all different. They were all built a little different and had different sounds. So these are probably being modeled off everybody else's Klons that were different already. So that's good. We want differences. So, okay, I'm going to try each of these in this last setting here. I'd say if there's any setting on in these pedals, this is probably the closest you're going to get to them all sounding very, very similar. It just depends how you want to run it. If you want to run the volume up more, gain back, some people like that sound. I would use that sound to drive my amp a little harder, more than just like an overall overdrive on a clean. You know what I mean? So, anyway, I think this was a pretty good little shootout today, and thanks for joining me on my Tone Zone this week. And next week I'll have a new video for you. Please comment, subscribe below. Comment below, subscribe wherever that goes. Into a cloud somewhere where the government takes all our... Okay, I'm getting conspiracy theory-ish now. Anyway, so thanks for joining me, and we will see you next week. Oh, I was biased in the first place, and I'm sorry, the Mjolnir is my favorite. I have it, so I really love it. So I'm going to play us out on it. It wins, in my book. But if you disagree, let me know.